Okay, this is fabulous Friday in the 55 plus community. Notice the timer going. It's going to mean nothing today because this is one of those days. And Scott French is on with us. But Scott, I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep from crying. But I'm so excited, you guys. You're looking at Scott French. This is a brand new champ 2024 in the DDPY Positively Unstoppable Challenge. And I don't know if you've seen it yet, but this guy is in the announcement of one of the champs. And Scott, I could not be happier for you, my friend.
Oh, I love you so much, Pam. Thank you so much.
Have done so much for our family. So this is so beautiful that you are being acknowledged as well as a champ, because you've been a champ all along, right?
Thank you.
So
it's about that mindset. It's about that mindset.
Yeah. So really, gang, I told Scott I want him to share whatever is on his heart. Obviously share, this journey. I'm guessing you got a call that said, hey, by the way, and
Yeah.
Dallas was the one to share whatever you want to share, Scott. Congratulations, my friend. You really
Thank
represent
you.
you represent us well, the 55 plus, but all of DDPY.
Thank you, Pam. Thank you so much. What an honor. Oh, well, so this is my first interview as a champion, and I got to tell you, I am so honored, Pam. Thank you so much, because you are my favorite champion of all time. I just really am so honored to be here. Thank you so much, Pam. But it is such an honor to have been picked as one of this year's champions. Oh, man, Amy and I worked really, really hard this year. It's just been a life-changing year for us, and I mean, oh my goodness. So this was my fourth attempt at a PUC, my fourth attempt at the Positively Unstoppable championship. Yeah. So for those of you who are listening, 4 times, just don't give up. It took me 4 times. And if you think I'm strong, if you think I'm tough or whatever, if you think, if you look at and think, that other people can do this, or if you have any self-doubts, don't, because every one of us champions are human. I mean, we have struggles, we have things that we have to overcome every day as well. So yeah, it was just crazy exciting. All year it's been crazy. I guess a couple of weeks ago, I was pulling my truck out of the garage and getting ready for Amy to get in, and because I have to pull it out for her to be able to open that door to get in. And so I'm backing the truck out, and my phone rings, and my phone is trying to sync to my truck, and I see on my phone it's DDP, and my phone is going back and forth between. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Well, so Dallas calls me sometimes to talk about certain things, about Warrior's Purpose or whatever. So I didn't know what to expect or whatever. But then I'm having technical difficulties again. Me and technology. And so I'm like, Dallas, he's like, hey, bro, can you hear me? And I'm like, hold on. And it's going back and forth from phone to truck. I pull out. Amy opens the door. She hops in. I'm like, hey, Dallas, you're on speakerphone. Amy, I got Dallas on the. And Amy's like, hi. Dallas is like, hi. So I thought we were going to talk about Warrior's Purpose or something like that. And, so we started talking. And then Dallas started taking the conversation about some of my accomplishments and the hard work that I've put in during this PUC. And then my eyes open wide, and he says, because of all of that, Frenchie, he says, I'm choosing you as one of my champions this year. Woo! Man, I got to tell you, I was in my truck. I almost went through the cab of my truck. Amy right away was like, yay. So, in Dallas, I could hear Dallas smile through the phone.
Yes.
I could hear and feel him smile through the phone. And so that was just an amazing, I mean, literally probably I don't even know if it's settled in yet. It's like, I'm still kind of numb. So it's been something. So, if you're watching this and if you're seeing this right now, I want to encourage you to take one thing away from this, and that is never give up. There are times when we think we are done, we're tired, we're beat, we're exhausted. Usually at the end of the day, we feel defeated. So we're tired. We're tired physically, mentally, spiritually, everything, right? So you feel we're beat and we're done. But then you get up the next day and you have that little spark of fire in you, and that's something that says, well, I'm not quite done yet. I'm not quite done yet. And you look on your DDPY app and you see the next workout, and you're like, you do it anyway, right? So you work yourself out of that kind of a slump feeling like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. But then you start inspiring yourself because you don't give up and you keep going and you keep going. Now, let me tell you real quick about my first 4 attempts in the PUC to tell you what my reasons were why I eliminated myself or why I did not win. The first time I attempted the PUC, I had just started it. I was in it like not even into maybe 1 month, and my younger sister was killed in a head-on car collision, and that just knocked me for a loop. And I kind of lost my focus a little bit, but I kept still doing DDP yoga because of my back and my injuries. And then there was about a month and a half later or 2 months later after the accident, Dallas had what do you call a workout seminar? What do you call them? Workshops. He calls them workshops. Dallas had a workshop, so I went to one of Dallas's workshops and I met him for the first time, and it lifted me up. But by then I was like I was still halfway in, halfway out of the PUC. So I did submit, but it was just because I wanted to finish. But I knew in my heart that I did not uh, achieve my goals. I didn't display finishing all my goals, so I didn't win. The second year I was in the PUC, and my mom died. Yeah, my mom died unexpectedly. And yeah, well, and plus it was kind of a rough relationship, so there was that went along with it. And then yeah, so that just took the wind out of my sails for like a year. And so but I was still teaching DDP yoga. I was still putting in the work. I have to because of my injuries. That's my why. My why was because of my back to avoid surgery. I have 4 herniated discs. I have a blown knee. They were supposed to replace my knee, but between DDP yoga, spinal epidurals, and stem cells and whatnot, and technology, I've put off these surgeries. So anyway, that was the second year I was in the PUC. So my mom had died, and I submitted, but it was half-assed. I knew I hadn't achieved my goals, but I always wanted to finish. I always wanted to submit. So then was the third attempt, and that was 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. I'm getting my time frames. Um, yeah, and then I got diagnosed with lupus. I got diagnosed with. I was exposed to some hazardous chemicals while I was in the army, and so I was having. They didn't know what to call it, so they just threw a name on it, some autoimmune disease, and so I was getting blisters on my face, around my hairline, my face, my scalp, my neck, and that would spike my depression. I would stay in my house for like 3 weeks. I go to teach my DDP yoga classes at the American Legion, but I'd stay like up on the stage so people didn't get too close to me, so they couldn't see.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so that really messed with my head. And that year I did not submit, and that was so. I guess that was that was my third attempt. So that was the end of last year.
Yes.
Right. So that brings me to September of last year. So September of last year, the PUC is like 2 weeks away from ending. It was literally 2 weeks away from ending. I was still struggling because I was over the 5 years in DDPY. I would lose 30, gain 20, lose 10, gain 15, lose 30, gain whatever, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then last year I dialed it in when I finally made the commitment with going alcohol free with my diet and seriously committing to my diet. I had the workout dialed in. I mean, I was constantly working out, trying to out train it. But when I started getting into the flare ups and it was affecting my appearance, and that would spike my depression because you wake up and you look like a beast, look horrible. And so I was like, I got to do something about this. So the first thing they do is, well, they push pills at you, and I pushed them right back. I was like, I need to try this healthily as like naturally as possible. That's just me. So I started reading all this stuff about diets and things like that. And a lot of it was very similar to the DDPY phase 3 diet.
Yep,
So Dallas knows what he's talking about, eating real food.
exactly.
Yeah, that's what Dallas was telling me too. Like when I got diagnosed with it, he saw it on Facebook. He calls me up. He's like, "Bro, eat real food." And that was really hard to dial in, changing those that lifestyle habits. And initially, that's what it's. When people talk about like changing lifestyle habits. Oh, that's easy. I can just change a lifestyle habit. You go to the doctor and they say your blood pressure is a little high. Well, you just walk more and eat a little more of a Mediterranean diet or whatever, and then you can do the salt thing or whatever and get your blood pressure down. Do the lifestyle changes. But honestly, Pam, lifestyle changes are the hardest.
Exactly.
But people are like, oh, that's just a lifestyle change. I just changed my lifestyle. Whoopity do. That's hard because you're used to doing the same thing every day that got you into the condition you are in to begin with.
Exactly.
And so so daily habits are what define your future.
Yes. Yes.
Daily habits is what defines your future. So one of the things I did as champ to get to that to achieve my goals was to establish daily habits, which is your lifestyle habits, which is hard. So even till this day, I still have to remind myself in the mornings, you know what I'm going to say, to take my apple cider vinegar because it makes a difference. Every morning, first thing, but I forget sometimes. Like this morning, I got up, I was sleepy, I was thinking about going live here with you, and I got my coffee and I sat down and started thinking about what we're going to do, and I forgot my apple cider vinegar. So when we talk about daily habits, also think about weekly habits. So if you're trying to change your lifestyle habits, which is hard to do, when you look at it like in the compass of a week, and if you missed like taking your vitamins yesterday, like, oh, okay, I'm going to take it today. So you're trying to take your vitamins every day, or your apple cider vinegar, or your protein shakes, or whatever it is, right? Look at it. Try to look at it. If you look at it daily, be like, oh, I failed Monday, I failed Wednesday. Okay, well, within the course of that week, maybe shoot for 4 days. Try to slide into it. I'm going to take my vitamins at least 3 or 4 days this week. I'm going to try to remember every day. If I take them 6 days, great. Because I try to take vitamins 6 days a week, and then one day a week I take nothing. Just let my body just all
Yeah.
water and just, you know what I mean? So yeah, so lifestyle changes are what did it. So then that was PUC, I guess the last one. So that was last September, 2 weeks before the end. And I looked at Amy and I was like, I know this PUC is about to end, but you know what? This is the first year I am not going to submit. I did not submit the previous year because I knew I wasn't owning it. So I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start. So I started last year, September 16th. And so I did not submit the previous one. I hit January came. I had already lost like a bunch of weight
Hey,
before.
there's a great lesson in here if you guys are listening, because there's a lot of people that think, oh, now that one's over, I'll wait till January because I got Thanksgiving and Christmas. But Scott, you're saying right now, no, don't wait, aren't you?
No, because it's here. I mean, I literally on September 16th was the day Amy and I we had taken our last drink of alcohol. That was the day we flipped our switch and said, I'm going to eat this way. I'm not going to drink anymore. I'm going to eat dairy free, gluten free. I'm like 90% dairy free, 90% gluten free, be honest, right? But that's huge. And then we maintain our calories, eat real food, less processed food. And then, so anyway, so that was middle of September. By the time January started, because I was like, I don't care. Amy's like, you don't lose a lot of weight before the competition even starts. I'm like, this is a lifestyle change. This is not just to win a belt. This is not just to get my name or my picture out there or anything like that. Because I'm owning my life now. I mean, somebody told me the other day, one of my friends was in an accident the other day. So I went to go, he was in a motorcycle accident. He's in the hospital. And so I went to go see him. And I haven't been seeing him much lately. So he saw me, I guess a year ago, I was like 52 pounds or 50, like almost 60 pounds heavier than I am now. And my skin and everything has changed. He looked at me the other day, he's in the hospital bed, looked at me, he's like, dude, you reverse aged. He's like, you got younger. I just turned 63. And if you look at my photos from even just a year ago,
Yes.
because even then I thought I was eating semi-clean, but I was still drinking a lot of alcohol. And you see it. And so, like Amy's complexion, my complexion, when you start eating real food, you start eating good food, and you start taking the poisons and toxins out of your body, you look better, you feel better. So I couldn't wait till January, man. I was sleeping better, I was feeling better. January 1st came, and I was like, boom, I came blasting through the door. I only had like another 25 pounds to lose at that point. But I was like, I'm on a mission, and it's called my life, belt or no belt.
Exactly.
Belt or no belt, I'm coming, because you know what? I did it. And you know what? The proof is going to be how I look, how I feel, my life, my lifestyle, what people see. I mean, your actions, it's the actions and the proof of how you act, how you speak, how you look, how you feel, how you portray, And so I can
Well,
tell you right now, I'm not going to be, I'm going to be a champion. I'm going to maintain this. This is the rest of my life. I mean, there is no doubt in my military mindset that this is just the way it is.
yes, yes, because it's not about the belt. The belt is like uh, confirmation that you've done a lot of great things because they only give them out that way, right?
Yeah.
But I, like you, never even dreamt about. Actually, I didn't dream about the belt at all. I didn't think I was cool enough because
In the
everybody
beginning, maybe. Yeah.
had tattoos and piercing colored hair, cool stuff. And I'm like, I don't fit the DDPY model, right? 69 years. I was 67 then, right? But it's like, so I didn't even think of the belt. I did it for the very things you're talking about. It's like,
Yeah.
you wanted this.
Yeah. Well, you said with your age, and we know that with age comes wisdom. So we both know at our point in life is like, this is the real deal. It's about our life. But but honestly, that's what I like about this DDPY Positively Unstoppable Challenge is that we have a lot of different things that can motivate you or inspire you to get you to the point to where you and I got.
Yeah.
Right. So be honest, like when we first started, maybe that belt was important at first. Like, yeah, I was like, man, I want that belt. 4 years ago, I want that belt. I want a title belt.
Can believe it.
Yeah, sure. But and before that, even before that, when you first found DDP yoga, right? It's like maybe it's on the app. Maybe I want to be in the top 500 on points or whatever. Maybe I want to be in the top 100 or the top 10. Some people chase that. And you know what? If that was what motivates you or inspires you at first, excellent. Because in my mind, it's a process. So if you're watching this, think about this, okay? It is a process. And the first part of it, this is just my personal opinion. You can get other champions' opinions. In my personal opinion, you get the physical, right? So the first part was just dialing in the regularity of hitting the mat 4 times a week, 3 times a week, 5 times a week. And then it became like all the time because I was feeling great. So and you'll see people, if you've been around DDPY long enough, you'll see people where at first it's going to be, how do I find the motivation to hit the mat?
Yeah.
And to me, that's like the phase one or the beginning steps of this lifestyle transformation. The second part, yes, it's the diet. I believe it's the diet is the second hardest part. And then the third hardest part, I think, is that spirit,
Yeah.
maintaining that spirit of, they say a lot of different ways you can categorize, like your why, remember your why, what's your why? So that keeps you dialed in, keeps your spirit motivated and keeps you going, right? It could be your family. It could be so many different things. So whatever it is that connects you to your higher power, to your spirit, to your motivation, your inspiration, that intangible thing that is not diet, that is not physically exercise related. It's that intangible part. That's up to you, and you've got to feed that flame. Or you can pour water on that flame by crappy thinking.
Yeah.
If you entertain negative thoughts, you can pour water right on that flame. Keep that fire in the belly burning for that desire to achieve your goals. Even when I got knocked down, year number 3, when I got diagnosed with an incurable disease, modern day leprosy, lupus afflicted on my face.
Oh my God.
Right? Yes, on my face. blisters on my face. Think
Yeah.
about that, right? And try to maintain positivity. I'm teaching classes, right? That was the year I didn't go to the summit. That was the year I didn't go to my granddaughter's high school graduation, right? Because I had, you know, lupus on my face, depression, and all that stuff, right? So, but the point is that there's going to be challenges. There's going to be obstacles. There are going to be people. There are going to be naysayers. Like I have veterans here at the American Legion I belong with, and there's some people that are like, I'm trying to get veterans to hit the mat. I'm trying to get veterans to exercise because it helps with mindset. Because so many veterans like myself were depressed back in the day, right? And some veterans can't pull themselves out of it. But we all know that exercise is one of the most important things that we can do to develop a better mindset, depressed or not. Move your body, breathe some fresh air, go for a walk, exercise. DDP yoga is the best, right? We know that. So anyway, I could just go on and on. I feel like I'm preaching, but I'm just really excited and inspired. And so,
Scott, everything that you have done over your lifetime, you and Amy together, you keep moving towards affecting more lives. And that's what I love about you. Like even your passion to help all these military that are going through stuff.
no.
Depression is real. It's all ages, all backgrounds, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the fact that you guys are taking on a specific group of people and your
Yeah.
passion for that, and DDPY
Uh,
coming alongside as well and being a part of that with you too, the warrior's purpose. Share just a moment of the warrior purpose too with them,
okay.
because you know that's your heartbeat, right? And that's
Yes. So when I first started this program, before Warriors Purpose was even a thing, before the name it was even born, um, in 2019, when I was laying there on the operating table or going through spinal epidurals and all these things to avoid these surgeries, I actually prayed for the first time in a long time. So I prayed. I said, God, if I can avoid these major surgeries and I can get over these afflictions, I promised, and I made a promise to God. I said, I will pay it forward and help other veterans for the rest of my life. And since then, well, apparently he was listening because since then I've avoided my knee replacement surgery. I've avoided my spinal fusion surgery. I've avoided my shoulder surgery. Still working on the attitude. Just kidding. I got my depression under control now. But yeah, so um, yeah, so it came down to faith as well. I made a promise, and so Warriors Purpose. Then, so I guess that was 2019. So then, about a couple years later, DDPY does Warriors Purpose, and that was started by Roman Roselle and Diamond Dallas Page and Steve Yu. They all put together the Warriors Purpose. First, it was an experiment there at the PUC, working with local veterans. And then it evolved to the workouts. And then, as we know, my brother Roman Roselle, he also suffered from a mental health issue, and so he fell down he fell to the wayside. He wound up going to get some mental health and treatment, checked himself into a facility. He's sober now. Happy to report that he's down like almost 70 pounds, and he's been sober since January. He's leading a great example as a father for his family now, and I am so proud of him. So when Warriors Purpose came about, Roman Roselle, DDP, Steve, all them, they invited me and myself and like 9 or 10 other veterans out to the Performance Center to record these Warriors Purpose workouts for veterans.
they're great.
So yeah, so I just, because I was already teaching at the American Legion, so when I saw that DDP Yoga had a thing especially for veterans, I was like, oh wow. And then the fact that I was picked to be part of that, part of the 10, was just like an amazing blessing. So, and then as we all know, like I took the ball and I just ran with it, and I just kept going and going and teaching. I've been teaching for 5 years at the American Legion. So we made it official Warriors Purpose classes when we started, when DDPY announced Warriors Purpose and made me a part of it. But then, so this year, Diamond Dallas Page actually uh, licensed myself the ability to use Warriors Purpose Foundation and start a charity. So warriorspurposefoundation.org is our website, warriorspurposefoundation.org. We are the charitable organization of DDP Yoga. We're working with veterans. Like I said, our first veteran that we got a hold of was Roman, to rebuild Roman Roselle, who was the first Warriors Purpose instructor, trained by DDP, right? So that, what a beautiful, fulfilling, like full circle story that was, right? Started by a veteran, Roman. He falls down, gets mental health treatment, right? Comes back to Warriors Purpose. Amy and I have been working with him this year, and now he's back. So it truly is like veterans helping veterans. I'm still teaching at the American Legion for right now, still helping other veterans. Amy and I have plans on taking Warriors Purpose possibly on the road with our RV, if we could like go to a certain area of the country or whatever, or if we can get together some veterans that obviously might need some help, we go out there, we can set up for a period of time. We know it's hard for veterans. Like initially we wanted to do boot camps where we bring them out to us, but my facility is only so big. I converted my house into a facility, but it's only so big. And I don't have the money right now to buy a big enough facility to bring everybody to me. So I don't know. I'm praying on it right now. So maybe right now we do a combination of things where I can bring one couple veteran out to our house at a time and work with them. If we raise enough money, I can just, we'll fly them out here. We just pay for it all, just get them out here, right? That's where we're at. But we just got Roman published. So right now our funds are a little low, but Roman is a published author, and he wrote a mental health handbook recently. So while we were working with him and he was rebuilding himself with Warriors Purpose Foundation, he had a book deal. And so just because you get a book deal, you still also have to invest money in it for them to promote it and all that. So it was like it was thousands of dollars. And so we invested. So DDP handed us a big check on stage there at Summit, if you all remember, like a $3,000 blessing donation. Thank you, Diamond Dallas Page and DDP Yoga. We are most grateful for you. We donated it right to Roman Roselle's book. And that comes out the day after Thanksgiving on Black Friday. So look for that coming out. So, yep, the day after Thanksgiving, look for Roman Roselle's Mental Health Handbook. You'll see it on Facebook and on the internet, I'm sure. So, but that's what Warriors Purpose is doing. We're a small 501c3 charity right now. We have plans on growing and developing and helping veterans and paying it forward. That was my promise to God. That was my promise. And when DDPY, I believe God sent DDP Yoga and Diamond Dallas Page to me. I'm just going to say it straight up. He straight up sent DDP and DDP Yoga to me to resurrect me and empowered me to pay it forward and help other veterans for the rest of my life.
That is the absolute truth, right? It
Yeah.
empowers us to take control of our own life, and then we can turn around and see how we can change others' lives, because that's really where it's at, isn't it? You
100%.
have the same heart I do. My entire time. So I started on January 20th, 2022. That was the day I started DDPY. So I entered the challenge on my day one, right? But I always knew that my journey, I would document it because I wanted to share it with others. I figured I can get there, and then I want to turn around and quickly start sharing it with others. And
right.
You two are such an example of, and it is centered around the military, but it inspires all of us to know that you're taking the wounded people that served our country, laid their lives on the line for our freedoms, and you're turning around, you guys, and feeding back into them. I'm so proud of you. And your
Thank you.
Tiger Battalion is your Facebook group, gang.
Yes.
So seriously, if you want to have a rhythm of a lot of amazing stuff, be a part also of that. Obviously, we have the bigger DDPY family and we have the 55 plus, but your thing is really a standalone Facebook group that is very inspiring. It really
Thank
is.
you, Pam. Thank you, Pam. I appreciate it. The Tiger Battalion is not just for veterans. We do, obviously, everybody can be a part of this. It actually just started out where just a small little group of us and just started doing DDPY together. And I started doing challenge coin challenges in the Tiger Battalion, and it just kind of grew. So I don't want people to think that the Tiger Battalion is just veterans.
Yeah, not at
A
all.
lot of veterans feel comfortable in our group because, you know, we're just, you know, we're not real strict. We allow people to be people. And so, but if you're, even if you're not a veteran, the DDPY Tiger Battalion, we're just known for not giving up. And we're also known for creating an environment where if you did fall down, if you did mess up, if you did in your mind, you think you quit, we create an environment there where it's okay. And you can come back with no shame, no guilt, no judgment. Just come back. And we rejoice just to see your name back in the feed. We rejoice just seeing you back on the mat. And yeah, you're probably going to have troubles and things you're going through. So share it. We're there. We're human. We get it. So just like the 55 plus group, you know, it's the vibe is it's okay to be you. You know, it's okay to make mistakes. You don't always have to be rah rah, sis boom ba, top of the world, kicking ass every day because that's not life,
Yeah, no, not.
right? That's not life. I mean, I don't get up there every day when I'm having a shitty day and rain on everybody's parade either. But if I'm struggling, I even put it out there. Hey, I'm, you know, depression or like, man, what am I doing? Or, you know, I mean, I try to be real too. We all do. And that's the thing that comes across on certain pages, you know, like the 55 plus group. It's real and authentic. And that's what we try to do in the Tiger Battalion. And, you know, so yeah, you're all welcome to join us. And we love being a big, happy family with DDPY community.
Oh, well, gosh, again, Scott, I'm just so proud of you and so happy for you. And when you do get that belt, I know it always takes a while before the belts ship out to people. I think mine came just before Christmas. It came in a box, and I'm like, oh, you know. But when you get that and you get your pictures with it, we want to post a bunch of those as well. And
Yeah, I'm sitting there. I can't figure out if I want to like take pictures of it holding over my head or the belt over my shoulder looking all cool. Or, you know, a couple of photos and then.
yeah, but so the day mine arrived, I got on the golf cart. We live in a 55 plus community. I got on the golf cart, and my mom, who's 95, I said, come on, we're going to go show people down the street this belt. I could not believe, Scott, how many elderly, like 90s and 80-year-olds, said, "Oh, can I put it on?" And they would put it on. They like, "I always wanted a belt," and I'm thinking, "Really?" Because I never
Nice.
having a belt, right?
Signing autographs.
Oh, it was so adorable. So
Ah.
play every moment of it because I'm telling you what, it will inspire people. It really will, and you so deserve it, Scott.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you,
you
Pam.
for sharing this moment with us. It
Thank
means
you.
a lot. It means a lot. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm honored and humbled all at the same time. I really appreciate you, Pam.
You too, Scott. Love you tons. We'll have you back, right?
Okay, absolutely. Anytime you want me back until you get
Okay.
tired of me.
Okay. And it is a bang. Yeah.